This is Sport Today, live from the home of golf at St Andrews for the final round of the 144th Open Championship. Hello, wherever you are in the world, I'm Chris Mitchell, and over the next 10 minutes or so, we'll try and keep you updated on the Open. I can tell you that things have been changing very fast on this final day on a Monday, only the second time that's happened in Open history. The last time, of course, 1988, when Severiano Ballesteros won. We've had all kinds of weather today. Right now it's chilly and breezy, but the rain has gone. Earlier the course was like a pussycat. It rolled over on its back to have its tummy tickled by the golfers, birdies going in everywhere. Right now though, we're coming to the end of the round for most of the golfers, all of them through the front nine, and the leaders now playing the last half a dozen holes or so. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it is right now. Okay, we've got Mark Leishman, the Australian, at 16 under par, but he's about to play the 17th hole, the iconic road hole. Zach Johnson has just finished. He holed a 30-foot putt on the 18th to go to 15 under par. Louis Oosthuizen, who won here 5 years ago, is 14 under par. Jordan Spieth, I'll tell you more about his round in just a moment, 14 under par. And quickly looking at Jason Day at 14s. Then you have Adam Scott. Let me tell you about his round in a moment, 12 under par. And Sergio Garcia, 4 times the bridesmaid at major competitions, once again at 12 under. His chance is perhaps fading. And what of the amateur? We heard a lot about the amateur, Paul Dunne, the young Irishman who went out as the leader earlier today, just a few hours ago. He looked so nervous he could barely hold the club. And the first hole was painful to watch. He duffed his tee shot, he duffed his second shot, got away with a bogey on that hole. On the second tee, he had to hit 3 balls. The first one, a huge slice into the practice area. The second one, another huge slice. Thankfully, he pulled his game together, but he has slipped off the leaderboard and his chance has gone. Let me tell you about the amazing Jordan Spieth. On the 8th hole, just a moment ago, Jordan Spieth, it's a par 3, put his ball some 80 feet away. If the hole's there, Ian, I'll show you the hole. If the hole's there, Jordan Spieth was some 80 feet away. He had to get down in 2 putts to make his par. Now let me just give you a demonstration of what he did. This is what Jordan Spieth did, the best golfer in the world. He hit his putt so hard, it went off the green. Unbelievable scenes. It then took him a further 3 putts to get the ball in the hole, a double bogey. We thought Jordan Spieth, his chance is gone, but no. Back-to-back birdies have put him right back up the leaderboard. The sign of a true champion. Of course, he's trying to do what Ben Hogan did in 1953 with the US Open, the Masters and the Open. He's still in with a chance. One man who perhaps isn't is Adam Scott, the Masters champion, with his belly putter, had a putt this short. Come round here, Ian, so we can show how short it was. Just a foot, a tiny putt. The nerve's getting to the players now, because this is what Adam Scott did with this putt. He missed it. Back-to-back bogeys for Adam Scott. His chances are gone. What a sensational day it is here at St Andrews. But it's not the only big story of the day, because of course Sepp Blatter, he's been in charge of football since 1998, is currently presiding over a FIFA organisation that is in somewhat chaotic condition. He held an extraordinary news conference today in Zurich, where he announced that the election for the new president would be in February, on the 26th. It was a news conference that was disrupted by a prankster, somebody trying to disrupt things. We can see what happened right now.
This is for North Korea 2026.
Excuse me?
Thank you very much.
Sorry, this is starting. We're starting a press conference.
Where is my security? Come on.
This deal to deal with FIFA
Come on,
North
come on.
Korea for the 2026 World Cup.
Come on.
It makes sense for everyone. Here we go, Sepp. That's it. Thank you. Here's Sepp. It's all there. As discussed.
Well, I can tell you that Sepp Blatter also said in that extraordinary news conference in Zurich earlier this afternoon that he won't be standing for re-election. And I understand there's a lot of pressure now for Michel Platini, the head of UEFA, to stand for election. That yet to be confirmed, of course. So what will Blatter do next? Well, apparently he wants to become a radio DJ or journalist as he put it. We shall see. Let me take you to the Tour de France, where the cyclists will be soon struggling in the Alps, and how difficult that will be. Ruben Plaza won stage 16, but Chris Froome retains the leader's overall yellow jersey.
We're into the third week of the Tour de France, and today's stage was the second longest of the whole race at just over 200 kilometres. The riders heading southeast into the Alps now on another very hot afternoon in the sunshine. The veteran Spanish rider Ruben Plaza of Lampre Merida took the stage win on his own. He's part of a much bigger breakaway group who'd been away throughout the day. Peter Sagan finished second again. He too was on his own. He was half a minute behind, but the real drama happened when the overall contenders were descending into gap, and that was several minutes later. The Frenchman Warren Barguil lost control of his bike going into a right-hand bend. He barreled into the Welshman Geraint Thomas inadvertently, who was forced to the outside corner of the road, where his head collided with a telegraph pole as he lost control of his bike, and he fell off the road into the trees. Fortunately, he was able to get back up and back on his bike, and he finished in a time which means he has retained 6th place in the overall standings. Nothing has changed at the top of the leaderboard. Chris Froome still in the yellow jersey, 3 minutes 10 ahead of Nairo Quintana, 3:32 ahead of TJ Van Garderen, with Alejandro Valverde 4th, Alberto Contador 5th, and Geraint Thomas 6th. The one rider to gain a little bit of time among the contenders today was last year's champion Vincenzo Nibali, but he's still 8th, the best part of 8 minutes back.
Well, so much sensational sport going on around the world at the moment. The Tour de France, one of them, Chris Froome, of course, also another sports star under incredible pressure with those allegations of doping swirling around the Team Sky team. Of course, allegations that are denied vehemently by the team and by Chris Froome as well. Now, Ian has framed me up very nicely, because in the background there is the town of St Andrews, and way in the distance, about 2 miles down there, we have the last of the players, Jordan Spieth, Louis Oosthuizen, Jason Day, all playing the last 3 or 4 holes, down the 16th, 17th and 18th. Let's take a look at the leaderboard once again, if we can, just to give you an update of who's doing what on that leaderboard. As you can see, it is a tightly packed one, although you have to say Mark Leishman, the little-known Australian here, has maintained that lead. Yesterday he shot a 64. Today he looks like shooting even better. He's 16 under par. Louis Oosthuizen, 14 under par, a couple behind. I mention him because, of course, he won 5 years ago. Adam Scott, he's drifted away. Sergio Garcia, he's drifted away as well. Jordan Spieth, though, has held it together so well after that double bogey on the par 3 to come back with back-to-back birdies. So what is going to happen? We don't know, but we're on a Monday. We've not had a Monday finish. The last time we had one was 1988. This is only the second time it's happened. This place was like the North Sea a couple of days ago, and play had to be delayed. The following day, we had gale force winds that were blowing the balls all over the greens, and play was suspended for most of the day, taking us in to an unprecedented Monday. Who's to say we won't get a playoff a little later, and we'll be playing into the darkness tonight? Jordan Spieth has a chance, Mark Leishman has a chance, and later on we'll tell you who won the Open.